is day 24 of Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches. And this is the sketch. It's by Dolly Boyd. It actually looks like an 8.5 by 11 to me. And I don't know if it's just because of the way my screen is displaying. It's a bit strange. But what I'm kind of seeing, what I'm seeing is I'm imagining torn pieces here. There's a photo here, some kind of pattern paper maybe, and then an embellishment cluster down here, and then a title here. It's not terribly complicated, so hopefully I don't overcomplicate it. But again, I don't know. That's a bit strange, and I don't know. That's better, but I guess it looks like it's not. I'm going to do it as a 12 by 12. It's not technically, doesn't look like 8.5 by 11, but also technically doesn't look like 12 by 12. So maybe it is 12 by 12. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. That's what I'm going to do. That's the sketch. And then this is one of my little page kits I had put together for my crop that I didn't get to. It is a Scrap Room Flavors of the Month. And the collection is Echo Park, A Day in the Life, or Day in the Life. And y'all, I've actually got this collection in my cart at the online scrapbook store. I haven't pushed the button yet. I'm so silly, y'all. I'll put stuff in my cart and stare at it for weeks on end before I'll buy it. I don't know why. It's terrible. I guess because I have so much in the house here, I just feel like it's a bit of a shame. Okay, so what I have is those 3 sheets of paper and 2 pieces of blue cardstock. And I really like these cameras. I thought that was really cute. It's got the cut-aparts on the back. You got your rainbow stripe, more cut-aparts, and then a blue with more cut-aparts. So obviously there's lots of cut-aparts to choose from, but then these are the patterns. And then the picture, I was feeling cute this day. This was my outfit of the day, and I thought, oh, you look so cute. And I was in my daughter's room because she's the one with the full-length mirror, and I took it with a little Snapchat filter. That's why there's sparkles on it. So my thinking is I do like a outfit of the day type deal here. So my hope and prayer is just, oh, I didn't pull these out. These are my little, you get a little sampling of your ephemeras. I haven't even looked at these. Oh, it has daily routine, so that's nice. Of course, some enamel dots. Favorite things. Some of this is really going to work. Yay! Enjoy the little things. Note to you, maybe not. We'll see. Today is great. I like that. Let's do this. Oh, what a beautiful day. And every day is awesome. Actually, that is so wonderful. All of those could absolutely work. Be a cute little embellishment cluster down here. Yeah, I think this is going to work. So that's what I've got as a plan. Let me get myself started here, and then I'll come back on fast forward. Talk soon. Well, I realized after I said, hey, I'll go off camera and get myself started, I thought, maybe I'll go back on, I'll record me actually tearing these little spots, because that's part of the process that is a little different than just matting a piece of paper. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do that. So I've gone ahead and torn that side piece. Now here's me tearing that top piece. Now, just so you know, the way I kind of control a tear, I mean, as good as you can control a tear, is I tear like real close to my fingers, right? So I don't know if you saw that, but I kept my fingers close to where I was making the tear so I can kind of guide it. And so that's what I did. And then now I'm actually just curling up the edges of these little torn areas. I just almost think you kind of have to. I don't know how you can tear and not curl up the edges in some ways. So that looks kind of cool. That's pretty close to the sketch right there. Just going to use my ATG gun. The more I look at these few little sheets of paper, the more I realize I really do want this collection. So I may have to go hit the checkout button today on that. These cameras are adorable. I could also see cutting them out. Like there's, you could fussy cut all these little cameras. It would take a little while, obviously, because they're kind of small, but they could absolutely be fussy cut and be turned into some embellishments. And in fact, that's what I think I'm going to do with those 2 torn pieces, right? Because I'm not going to say they're not usable as scraps, because I did tear them, but I think I'll do that. Okay, so here's where I'm looking at the picture. I'm going, okay, I want to mat the picture. And I'm debating on, do I do the scraps vertically? And I look and I go, nope, you need to go horizontal. They look better horizontal. So I'm going to go horizontal. I'm going to just cut this photo mat here. I'm looking on the back to see if there's any of the cut-aparts that matter to me in the sense of, do I want to choose a different corner to cut out of? And nothing really like said to me, oh, I have to have that. On the other hand, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I like examined every one of them closely. So it's possible I'll be sad later. But on the other hand, if I buy the collection again, I'll be all right. Anyway, so I'm just cutting this photo mat. I do end up matting it 3 times. Initially, I was just going to mat the stripe on top of the blue, and then I got to thinking, well, I got this other little navy piece of cardstock here. It kind of hurts my feelings a little bit to cut a piece of navy cardstock because it seems like that's so rare. I don't really have enough navy cardstock, and I'm constantly looking for it. So again, Christine, why don't you just buy you a supply of it? It isn't like it doesn't exist, right? But I put the navy in between the stripe and the light blue on blue, and I like that a lot. Once I get the picture on it, it looks really good up against the base of the layout. Now I'm going to sit here in a second. I'm just going to kind of lay stuff down, dry fit everything before I glue anything down. So the next thing I do is I pull out the ephemera, and I'm going to tell y'all, it is so much easier for me to make decisions when I only have this little baby bit to work with. So I start off, and there's this, like, I don't know what that would be called, a ticket tag thing. And I'm just going to build the cluster off of that little ticket tag thing, the little plaid. And I'll just start putting these ephemera pieces down there. And, I mean, I think all the little sentiments work well with just an outfit of the day. It's just like, you know, it's every day, right? So all the various little things. I read those in the intro, so I'm not going to read them all now. But all I'm really trying to do is just build out. It's a little bit of an L design, I guess, in the sense like it's a backwards L. You know, the bottom piece is coming off to the left a little bit, and then I build up to the top some. Now, the one thing I do this kind of majorly rogue, and I hate to say it like that, but it kind of majorly rogue, is the sketch didn't call for anything up by the photo, but I had these 2 little pieces of ephemera, and I'm like, I really want to put something up by the photo. So I've taken this little thing that says reminder, and I'm going to end up putting that up there. Once I start gluing stuff down, it is going to end up there. Now, here's where I ran off and got my titles, and I was thinking in my mind, okay, I want it to be OOTD, outfit of the day, and I had those 2 others that I kind of thought about. I think the gold would end up being too skinny, and the little copper color, I don't know, I just decided against it. And then I had this other set here. It was called, I tried to show you the label, but it was covered by a sticker, a price sticker anyway. It's called Trinket. It looks very Maggie Holmesy, so my suspicion is it was some kind of a collection, stickers that went with a given collection. I have no idea what it was, but it was called Trinket, so I'm sure it was something like that. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and scuff the edges of my photo mats, give it some texture. Now, the crazy thing is I set those stickers, those letter stickers down there, and that's not exactly where I want it. So I ended up messing myself up a little because I had just kind of tossed everything down there, and the darn things were sticky. 9 times out of 10, your thickers don't stick when you want them to. And that darn D, do you see it kind of laying there crooked? Well, it gives me not a fit, but I do have to kind of pull it up gently. Let me put it that way. And even the little O with the peach and the pink kind of color there, it's laying a little bit crooked. And at first, I almost give up on adjusting it. And then later on, towards the very end, I go ahead and go, no, you're getting moved. I'm adjusting you. But I have to be real careful because they darn sure did stick. It kind of amazed me. Anyway, so I'm just going through and scuffing the edges of these photo mats. I guess, you know, in my mind, I go, when you tear a paper and you curl it up and all that kind of stuff, you almost have to add that texture to the photo mats. I do like a little scuffed up photo mat. So that's going to take me just a second. This layout did come together very, very quickly. I was really pleased. I think I said in the very beginning, it's not terribly complicated, and I hope I don't overcomplicate it, and I was proud that I did not overcomplicate it. But again, I think using this little scrap room here, Flavors of the Month, helped a lot, because I didn't have so much ephemera that I just got, you know, again, I don't want to use the word overwhelmed, but I didn't have so much that I couldn't just quickly pick some things. And everything went, too. That was a really nice thing. Everything just went. So I was so smart to put this picture with this page kit. Oh, this is sad because I could have easily got this done at the crop if I wasn't such a chatty Kathy. Okay, so what I decided to do, too, then I decided I'm going to go and put this picture up on foam. It just kind of needed it in my mind. It's the only photo. It's, you know, it's centered and all the things. So I'm going to add me a little dimension here, a little foam, and stick that down. There's me trying to get that D. Look at that, y'all. That little creature, he just stuck down there. Thankfully, he did come up pretty good. Thankfully, I stuck the other letters pretty much where I wanted them. This is where I'm trying to adjust that O, and that thing is just stuck. And I go, well, screw it. I'll just leave it alone. I do come back and fix it, though, because I can't look at it crooked, and it's just a little too crooked. Now, here's where I decide I'm going to ink the edges of all the little ephemera with this Versamark. It's a dewdrop. Now, it had been a really long time since I used this kind of ink, and I think it's chalk ink. That's what it is, called chalk ink. And I had forgotten how darn messy the darn thing can be. It takes a long time to dry. I shouldn't say long time. It does take a while to dry. It takes longer to dry these chalk inks than it does like a regular, stamp and ink. And I had kind of forgotten that. And I'm touching it and I'm getting it all over myself. And ultimately, if I'm honest with y'all, it kind of gets on the ephemeras and stuff. But then I go, it's okay. It's okay. It kind of gets on all of them. And so it looks a little bit intentional. So I'm just going to embrace the mess and not worry about it. So yeah, I go ahead and I go along and ink basically every edge of every piece of ephemera. I thought that they just looked a little bit, the cameras are a little bit busy. I do like the cameras, but they're a tad busy. So when I started putting these ephemeras down, I just kind of felt like they almost got, plus it's white on white in some cases, like the Oh What a Beautiful Day and the Every Day is Awesome. They're white and they tended to get a little bit lost amongst all the things. So I wanted to kind of separate those a little bit. And so that's what made me decide to use that Versa ink. I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of me right now, but it's a little bitty old dewdrop deal. And okay, so now I'm deciding, okay, I need to go ahead and lay these things back down. How did I have that? I'd never take a picture. Well, I can't. Like I said before, I use my phone to record. So back in the days when I wasn't recording, I'd take a picture of the embellishments where I wanted them. It doesn't take me long, though. I mean, there's not that many, and I kind of knew the general sense of where I wanted things, so it's not too bad. And then I use my little adhesive to glue this down. Now, again, the sketch there had the embellishment with like floral leaves kind of poking off and different things. So mine's not obviously got the floral leaves, but I do end up using the tag and just kind of building it up that way. And then I do put a little string on the tag at the end too. But for the moment, I'm just gluing down. Now, on this case, I'm foam tape girl. I glue quite a bit of these pieces down just flat. I only end up putting the foam tape on the daily routine little piece. You don't see it yet. It's kind of off to the side, that little round kind of pinky circles down there by the enamel dots. I did not pick that yet. I will, and I'll ink that one as well. But for the moment, I'm just kind of putting these pieces, and I'll put foam underneath that. And then in the upper right, when I go to put the reminder and that today is great, I'll end up putting foam underneath today is great because it just needs a little something. So here's me add my foams. It doesn't take me too long. This one's not so bad. I only put a little pieces here and there. It's not like a big piece where I have to put, a bunch of pieces and then pull all the good grief, the little backing off of it. My nails are starting to grow back out. I had getting that gel, although I had kind of tore up my cuticles. I don't know what I've done. I don't know if it's the wintertime or what. But I was getting gel manicures, and I really distributor. I'm so sorry. I read something that just bubbled up. I really, I decided that they were getting damaged, and so I stopped doing it. And because my own nails, if it chipped off or something, it just didn't do right. Now here's where I kind of went back and forth. Because in my head I'm going, well, you kind of need to make a diagonal, and the sketch didn't call for anything up there. But then I decided, nope, it's going to go up there on the right hand side. That's what I did. I went rogue. It's okay. I think it still looks good. I wouldn't call it necessarily a visual triangle. It's kind of interesting, this sketch, because this torn paper piece does make this little waterfall type deal. Diagonal waterfall in a sense. But then since I didn't put anything in the upper left, it still looks like a diagonal to me. And so I think it's okay that I've got this little set of embellishments on the upper right. It still feels balanced to me. I hope it does to y'all too, because I like it. I think it's cute. That's where I'm looking at that little pink circle and I'm thinking, oh, do I put it up there in the upper right? And I go, no, I don't want it there. So I decided down here I'm going to put it down here on the left next to the Every Day is Awesome. It just says real life. It's not really anything special per se. It just says real life. It's just for pretty. So I'm going to put my little bit of foam there and I'm going to stick it right there. Now in a second, I'm going to run off and go get some string because I do want to add string to my tag because that's kind of acting in my mind a little bit like those floral leaves. It's just adding a little swirl, a little extra texture. So I'm just going to take a little white string and tie me a little knot there. And I will glue the end of that little knot down. I do want it to stay where I put it, so I'll end up gluing this one. I started off trying to use my art glitter glue, and I don't know what I did to it. The top didn't come off right and all that, and so made a little bit of that didn't work. I had to put that aside and get my Nuvo glue. It's not a big deal. I don't know. I still got glue in there. And it kind of annoys me that I can't get it out. And I'm certain I don't know what I've done to it. So I just use my Nuvo glue and put that down. And then I'm going to pull out those enamel dots because there's plenty of them. And so I'm going to use those to just kind of fill in. I basically only use 6. So I still have quite a bit left, which I'm pleased with. I don't have a ton of paper left on this collection, so I'll have to do something with the scraps and another piece of solid cardstock. But this actually turned out so cute, y'all. I just think this is adorable. And it did not take me that long. Echo Park has the cutest stuff. There's actually so many good manufacturers. Some days I'm just like, oh, this is my favorite. Because they'll always ask you sometimes when you're joining little groups, who's your favorite? I don't have a favorite. I love them all. I really do. If it's a good thick cardstock with a pretty pattern, man, I'm good. I'm good to go. And then here's where I decided to fix that. Oh, I go, you cannot be on there crooked. I'm sorry. You've got to get adjusted. So I'm going to straighten that up and then add a little glue underneath there because I did tear it back from the sticker part just a little bit. But then that's all, guys. That's all I do the layout. I think it sticks to the sketch pretty good. Just that one little upper right there, it goes a little off target, but it's okay. Otherwise, I think this turned out so cute. So there you go. There's the, I guess say close-up, the little review there, and then here's the close-ups. Y'all have a good day. Day 25's tomorrow, so we'll see you then. Talk soon. Bye-bye.